Thank you very much. As a child protection officer or in our Directorate of Children's Services, we work with various partners to mitigate on this issue of teenage pregnancy. Before it happens, actually, when we have a lot of counseling, we do a lot of counseling for children in our office. We offer counseling for children and their parents. In case it is observed that children are falling astray from the normal, when they start getting to that age where they're starting to experiment with boyfriends, we come in very strongly and do a lot of counseling on both the parents and the children, so that these parents can actually be there and be ready to listen to their children. Because you realize that most parents actually block their children's attempts or them during this important stage of their life. We also go to schools and do a lot of sensitization to school-going children, both primary schools and secondary schools. We have forums where we call the children alone. If it is a boys and girls school, we call the girls alone and boys alone. We talk to them. We really engage with them on some of the areas which maybe they will feel shy to engage with their parents or the teachers. We counsel them, and we really take them through that this is a normal stage of growth in life. But the way they have to take it, they have to be responsible, and actually we teach them different methods of holding or postponing these activities, because it is just a stage and it is going to pass. And we also take them through the dangers of unprotected sex, early sex, because it will, you can imagine a situation where the girl now gets pregnant and she has to drop out of school, leave the rest, her colleagues going on with school and all that. But even those who have maybe gotten pregnant and they would really want to go back to school, we even come again and talk to them and their parents, because some parents feel so heartbroken when they see their children have actually fallen prey and they are like not willing to take them back to school. We encourage them to actually support these children to continue with their education, because it's not the end of the road. So we have mitigated a lot through counseling. For the ones that have been defiled, together with the court, we have a committee called Court Users Committee, where we sit with the magistrates, with the prosecution, the police, and actually deliberate, because we are court users and we participate a lot in prosecution of children cases in court. If a child has been defiled, that case has to really be fast-tracked so that this child can get justice in court. So we intervene a lot. We produce reports to help in the cases. If it is a child, we look at them on base-to-base scenario. If it's a child who has been defiled by relatives, of course that environment is very unfriendly. They want to protect the defiler. So we come in as a department and actually suggest ways of safeguarding this child, even if it means withdrawing that child to a safe place as the case goes on. Because when we leave a child in that environment, it can be very detrimental to that child. The child can be hurt in a bid to protect the defiler. For the other cases where the defiler is not a relative, then we provide assistance to the court, because mainly the players for such cases are the court, the police, the prosecution. So we come in to assist where the case is dragging. We ensure that the child gets their rights of protection, because a child cannot testify before the perpetrator, like one-on-one. It is very intimidating for the child. So we ensure that these children, their cases are held in a child-friendly environment. We ensure the courts are cleared so that if the child has to make a statement, or to testify in court, they are testifying in a child-friendly environment where they will not fear. If they are so scared, we go further to request the court that the child testifies in camera. The child does not have to face the perpetrator directly, because it will depend on what threats and what trauma, how much trauma the child went through when they were defiled. So we go ahead and actually make sure that the children are well protected through the process, because you realize for a defilement case, definitely the child has to go through that process so that justice can be held. But we've been having challenges where, like I said, the relatives report the cases very late. The perpetrators disappear with no trace. The family is against the victim who has been defiled, so they are not supportive. They are not ready to actually even give statements, and the general apathy of the public about making statements, because some of them feel it's too expensive to keep coming to court to adduce statements and all that. So you find that for a child protection case, and especially defilement case, it really requires a lot of sacrifice. It requires a lot of, if I can put it in Kiswahili, kujitoa, because there are so many odds against the child. It's like everybody is out there fighting, not for the child, but against the child. So as child protection officers, we really have to be there protecting this child, because at one point you'll find yourself alone. In this case, the evidence has been destroyed. Nobody wants to testify. It really pains us a lot, even to see cases being withdrawn for defilement. And it is true, the child has been defiled, but due to a mishap in the process, then a case gets withdrawn. The perpetrators are nowhere to be found, or even the child. If we don't get the child early enough to protect the child, then the child maybe can be hidden by the relatives. They don't produce the child in court. So the perpetrator keeps coming to court, complainant is not there, then the case gets withdrawn eventually. It is so painful. So what I'm requesting the community and the forum that we were here together with is to be ambassadors. We need as many people as possible condemning child abuse. We need people feeling confident enough to report a case to the right people, to the police, to the children office, even to the health facility, to the chiefs. We also have a number which I forgot to pass to the members, the child helpline. That is the 116. 116 is a number that can really be utilized by somebody who wants to remain anonymous for reporting a certain child abuse case. So 116 is a toll-free number which can be utilized. You report, it will be taken. It has no charges. You report the case as long as you just say where the case is, where the child is, and then we will act on it. So let us not just consume this information and keep it to ourselves. This should be very active information, practical information, to go and actually, we need to see results in terms of reduction of defilement cases in our sub-county. Thank you very much.